All right, good day everyone. So today I'm going to be showing you how you can create a shipment that you are shipping from Nigeria to any part of the world. So once you log into your account, this is how your dashboard looks. So the next thing you're supposed to do is you click on create shipment. You click on create shipment. Once you click on create shipment, it brings you to this page. You click on the delivery type. So you select the mode of which the item is going to be taken to the warehouse. Is it drop-off or walk-in? So let's say it's a drop-off. Closest warehouse to you, let's say Ajao Estate, and I click on continue. So once I do this, the next thing is for me to input the sender's information. So there are two ways to do this. It's either you have your saved addresses already, or you add a new address. So saved addresses are addresses that you have saved already that you've been using to send items. But here I'm going to use a new address. So I come here and I say I'm sending from number 11 Ajibade Okay Street. Okay, so Google now has notified me that there's an address like that. So I click on the Google verified address and it pre-populates all the other boxes. Then I also, the landmark, I can just use the landmark like a very big warehouse. So once I've done that, I click on save. The next thing now is the receiver's address. That's where I'm shipping to, from Nigeria to the receiver's address. So the same thing, you can use a saved address or you type in your own address. So for this part, I'm going to be using a saved address. So I click on the box here and it brings out all the addresses I have saved. So I can select any one of my choice that I'm sending the item to. So let's say I'm sending it to Oklahoma and I click on continue. So the next thing is the page that says, what are you shipping? So it says, do you know the weight and dimensions? If I should click on yes, which means I know the weight and dimension of my item, it says, we will still verify and update it if needed when received. But if I click on no, it says no problem, we will update this when received. So let's say I know the dimensions and I click on yes. The next thing is for me to update the items. So when I click here, it brings me to a page that says add item. So I can come here, let's say I'm shipping cup. For instance, cup. So the next thing is to select the category. I click here and I also type cup, something close to what I am shipping. I click on this. The quantity, let's say 15. And the value per item is 1,000 Naira. So a description of what I am shipping, let's say green plastic cups. And I add the item. So the next thing now is for me to impute the dimensions of the item. So since I said I already know the dimensions, so here I'm going to impute, say, enter weight and dimension of box 1. So all these items are going to be imputed are going to be inside box 1. So I put the size of the box, let's say it's a 12, 6, 6, then the weight is 10 kg, and I click on continue. So now this is the shipment summary page. So here is where you confirm that everything you have imputed is correct. If you're not sure of anything, you can always come to the edit button to edit and correct any mistake. But I have checked mine now and I've seen that everything here is okay. So now it has an insurance page that says, I want insurance protection for a tiny fee of 1.5% of the total item value and shipping cost. So it's optional. It's either you select yes or you select no. So let's say, for instance, I want this, I select yes. But if you select no, it says, please note that without insurance coverage, we cannot accept responsibility for any loss or damage to the shipment or its content. So I'm going to select yes, and I click on this checkbox. Once I click on this checkbox, I create my shipment. So this is the information. It tells me shipment booked successfully. So this is a very simple way you can create a shipment from Nigeria to any part of the world. Thank you.